Natishan, and welcome back to my channel, Tishan. I'm Yukiro Fate, and welcome to my channel. I usually play RPGs here, namely Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate, although I have played other games such as Godolka and the Watermelon game, whatever I fancy usually. But anyway, Bioware has recently dropped a new trailer, so I thought I would go over it and give some thoughts and opinions. It's an interesting trailer, definitely better than the other two that they've shown us. However, I still don't like the combat they've gone with, but everything else is looking a lot better. But anyway, let's just go over it and we can go from there. Okay, so I know I'm pausing straight away, but you'll notice Solus mentions the blighted elven gods. So this is a theory I've had, and a few other people have had as well, I think. So this is not a new theory. This is going back quite a while, even back as far as Origins. It is under speculation, because obviously there's a lot of reasons why Solus, locked away the old gods. But one of the reasons, I reckon, is because they were blighted. That has been something that has been in my head as soon as we learned about the red lyrium, and how it corrupts everything. Now, I know a few people don't like the theory that Solus is the maker. I don't think he intentionally decided to be called the maker, but it was a case of telephone or whatever you want to call it, where that's just how things kind of got seen as for what happened. But anyway, so the theory is that the elven gods were blighted, probably something to do with Androl, because she kept going into the void and made weapons of the beyond, or void, or whatever you want to call it, and she became to go a bit crazy, and it was my theory that this armor was made out of red lyrium, or blight, or whatever you want to call it. I won't go into the full lore of everything, but anyway, so the other gods probably caught it, or were also using this corrupt lyrium, and so Solus decided he needed to protect what was left of his people and his friends, and Mythal was already dead at this point, and he decided to seal them away. And then obviously you had the Dead Whispers pretending to be the gods of Tevinter, whispering into the minds of mortal, and the humans then went into the Black City, which is probably Arlathan, and then the blight was then able to spread again. So that's the theory we're going on here, and I do like how all the old gods statues are lingering around here. I think this is part of the Fade, which is interesting.
Free, all because you disrupted my ritual. You battle.
Okay, so before we get onto the voice, I will go over that. So these are the two gods coming back. Quick spoiler alert, we do know who these gods are now. Only one of them, I'm not sure which one it was, but only one of them is who I thought it was going to be. The other one is someone who I wasn't actually expecting to see come back. Okay, so again, spoilers. So I knew at least one of them was going to be Glennan. I wasn't entirely sure who the other one was going to be. At first I thought it might be Andrul, because, she's the one that kind of kick-started everything off, and those two were pretty close. The other one I suspected might have been Dirthaman, because of one of the codex entries where, Glennan kind of persuaded one of his people to take form of dragons, or well, the form of the elven gods, which from what we've known from some of the others has been, dragons. I'm just going to preface again, spoilers, because don't want people saying I didn't warn you. The other one is actually not either of those two, which I thought they were. It's actually going to be Algernon. So that is a little bit surprising, but at the same time, I kind of get it because, he's the leader of the elves and whatnot, or the leader of the pantheon. But it was a little bit surprising for me because I wasn't expecting those two to come back together, because Algernon is kind of like the father and vengeance, and I'm not sure why, knowing what we know about like Mythal's betrayal, why he would be with Gillenan. But maybe there is some lore that I've missed, or some hints as to why he might actually have betrayed her. Assuming, that's what's happened. It could just be that he doesn't know about the betrayal, or he only knows that she died and not, how and why. But anyway, it's a whole thing.
Against gods. They will not rest until you...
Okay, so onto the voice. I am so happy. So I'm very, very, very happy to hear Morrigan is back. At least in some regards. I know a lot of people were like, oh, she lied to us, she is in Veilguard. She might still not be precisely in Veilguard. Like, she might not be a character. Like, we may hear her, or she may just be here for the trailer and not for the actual game. We don't really know why Claudia Black, as a person, said that she wasn't in this game. It could be that she has a few lines of dialogue, but nothing more. Or if she does show up, she might not show up until like really late, and she didn't want to spoil anything. I mean, maybe that is just the reason, and she just didn't want to spoil like her actually coming back. But I find it weird that she lied rather than just not say anything. But maybe she wanted to get people hyped after hearing that she was actually voicing in here. I don't know. Just thought it was interesting.
They will not rest until you are on your knees. Fearful.
Okay, what in the Eldritch horror was that? I don't remember any tentacle monsters. Bioware. I know you're a game for adults and everything, but can we not with tentacles? Please? It's kind of bad enough that I know you can romance a certain tentacle monster thing in Baldur's Gate, so I'm gonna have to do that romance at one point. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah. No more thoughts. Bad thoughts.
Cowering. Helpless in the face of such power.
Love the designs on the dragons. Don't know if this is just a normal dragon. I'm trying to remember what Morrigan as a dragon looks like. I don't think she had these horns. I think her horns were more curled. I can't remember. It's been a while. I mean, it could be Morrigan, it could be Flemeth. Because I don't think we've seen the last of Flemeth.
Look, you've got it. You're clever. Don't know to quit.
I do like how Varric is kind of simping for Rook right here. Varric's always been very, very sort of like positive when it comes to hyping up his friends. He was kind of the same with the Inquisitor as well, and Hawk. I hope we get to see more of Varric. Even if he doesn't stay as a permanent party member, I really hope against all hope that, everyone else's fears does not come true, because that would suck. I don't think Bioware would actually go through with it, but we'll see.
Want allies to go after the gods?
Not patient to learn. Where do we start? Up and down.
Gotta say the Griffin? Well, the Griffin too, but the graphics is what I was trying to say. Looks very nice here. Some of the faces are a little cartoony still. However, that still kind of fits with what Dragon Age has been from Origins. They've always had that almost cartoonishy look to them. They were never fully realistic. They weren't cartoonish enough to be sort of like uncanny. But anyway, so it doesn't bother me that much. I do like we're getting a Griffin back though. I still need to read that book. I need to stop being awful and actually just sit down and read it.
Griffin. War victory.
Okay, what is with the wings? I don't remember there being a spell with wings before. Unless of course you want to count shapeshifting, but don't think I've ever seen a spell with wings before. Like, magic is probably going a bit crazy at this point. And maybe new magic is being brought back, because obviously magic was kind of stuck before, but anyway. We'll see.
I've never seen this before. There's something kind of exciting about it.
I'm not sure what I think about her yet. I wasn't a fan of her in the first trailer. We didn't really see her in the gameplay trailer. She seems a bit too happy and quirky for me. I don't hate happy and quirky characters, but they're not my favourite characters. Like, Varric I like because he's funny. But he's also kind of realistic. He'll crack jokes to kind of cut the tension and whatnot, but quirky, not a huge fan of just being happy and quirky just for the sake of being happy and quirky, especially in, you know, the fact that these times are going to be really, really, like, live or die. It's a little bit jarring, but maybe there's a reason she's like she is. I won't pass too much judgment on her yet. This is interesting. I kind of knew it was coming, because of Dagner and the Titan, and I've forgotten the other dwarf's name now, the one that goes down into the descent with you. So I knew dwarfs getting magic was going to be a thing. Interesting that she was able to paralyze them, though. Are these supposed to be darkspawn, or are they just ghouls? It's hard to tell, because obviously they've changed the graphics for the monsters for this game. But it's interesting. I like Haddon. Apparently he's a fan favourite.
Maybe that's what scares me. These are the times.
Okay, so I'm not sure what I think of Morrigan's design here. It's definitely going back to the original Morrigan, where she was wearing quite revealing clothes, but nothing too girly. Whereas in Inquisition, she obviously wore that really extravagant dress, shall we say. But I think she was trying to blend in more with Ole and their culture, so it made sense. Although it's really funny that she took Liliana's advice and went with it there. But anyway, we won't speak of such things. So Morgan's hairstyle has changed here, from what I can see. Unless she's just tied it up, which is possible, and she still has it long otherwise, but it looks like she's cut it short, which is an interesting choice. I'm not sure if that's a hat she's wearing. It looks a little bit silly, but many hats in the Dragon Age universe look silly to me, so it kind of goes without saying, I guess, at this point. I do like that she's still able to shapeshift, because we didn't really see her do that much in Inquisition apart from sort of like one of the last missions when you go to stop Corypheus from drinking the Well of Sorrows. So that will be interesting. Again, we don't know if Morrigan's going to be in this game for a lot, which is why maybe Claudia Black said she wasn't actually in it, because, I mean, she could be in it more, like, maybe do what they did with Inquisition, just have her sort of like an advisor, maybe? I don't know. I do like the Hala in the background, though, the statue. Really nice design. Simple. No, I guess I'm in the way of it a little bit, aren't I? There we go. I will disappear for a second. But yeah, really simple design, but really nice.
In which legends are born or slain.
Okay, so I kind of posed it as the worst angle, but never mind. I'm not sure what I think about this design for their blighted dragon. It's interesting. I'm gonna guess that these little bits here, that these I'm not sure what to call them. They might be sort of where, because in Inquisition we learned that the dragons can sort of like slow down the blight by sort of like encasing it in a little like ball of mold, a mold of something. I think it was their scales or blood, or there was a way they were able to stop themselves from getting too blighted anyway. So that might be what this dragon had tried to do, but eventually the corruption just like took hold. Algernon and the other gods can sort of like shapeshift into dragons. So this could be one of the gods. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. That's fairly big. Is that a demon? Because this is obviously... I'm going to assume this might be Algernon. But I don't know what this is supposed to be. And again with the tentacles. Like seriously, 1, 2, 3 tentacles? The only thing I remember having tentacles was the brood mother, which, no lie, if we get a brood mother, I would love that. Don't think we will, but that'd be amazing. Again, not sure I like the neon magic stuff. I was hoping for more like Rome or like, that sort of culture, but maybe the neon magic will grow on me. Oh, wait. Was that... Okay, there. Did not realise it when my first watch through, because I wasn't watching on PC, I was watching on the phone, so... And no glasses, so I couldn't see shit. This is actually the Dreadwolf. So this is actually Solus, or at least a variant of him. Could be that he split himself into, like, pieces, like Flemeth has, and he has, like, a more corrupt version of himself, or could be that it's just Fen'Harel being Fen'Harel, or maybe the wolf and Solus are two different entities and they've just been considered as one entity. It's hard to say. Really need to know more, because I think in one of the murals, can't remember which one it was, but it looked like Fen'Harel and the Dreadwolf were kind of against each other rather than, the same team or the same person, but that could just be nothing. I mean, it's a art picture, so it could just be Solus being poetic and saying, he has an inner fight with himself, for all I know. But anyway, so that could be why it's so big then, because it's Solus and he's just being a badass. Anyway. Okay, so I think we got Ogre there? Oh no, because we've had the Pride Demon, and we've seen the Pride Demon. Where are you? Okay, that's going to be Glenanne, I think, if I recall correctly, and that must be Elganon. Anyway, that wasn't the image I wanted to look at. Okay. I mean, is it an ogre? It kind of looks like an ogre. Because we've seen a pride demon, and this is not a pride demon. So it could be a darkspawn ogre, just corrupted by more corruption, like new design maybe? Or maybe the red lyrium has corrupted it more than the blight itself, because the red lyrium has the blight in it because it's blighted lyrium. Maybe it's an advanced version of the blight. I don't know. It's just interesting anyway. Here you go, because that's the bride demon there. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna guess this is Algernon, because he's red like the sun and fire, and this is probably Gillinan. So this is probably so the versions we saw a second ago with the more snake-like and statue-like depictions that we usually see, those are probably just one of their forms. Because I'm gonna guess, I'm assuming the gods have 3 forms. The first form is probably like we see Solus as a just normal elf. Their more godly form is probably the dragons, and then they probably have a third form, which is when they want to seem, big and imposing, but not ready to like munch on mortal flesh, so to speak. So I'm gonna assume that they have 3 forms. This is just theory though, from what I've seen so far. Could be that these are just like champions and not actually the gods themselves, but anyway, theories. Okay, and we have a release date. So the trailer is definitely a lot better than the other trailers. I will say I still am not impressed with the combat. I just don't like the feel of it being too much like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, and then obviously Zelda with the hit the vases and get your potions sort of thing. I don't like that. Like, even if you didn't want to do supply caches or shops, I'm sure Bioware could have done anything else but say, oh, there's random potions in this vase, we'll just break the vases and get your health back or your mana back. It does not fit from a story point, is what I'm saying. It's too much like a game mechanic, and I don't like that. For an RPG, you have to make sense of the items in your world. It can't just be, oh, well, we need a way to get HP, oh, we'll just do whatever. Like, in every RPG, there has been an in-game reason for something. Most RPGs, when they have potions, they usually say, oh, wizards make them and then sell them to shops, and then shops sell them at markets, whatever, for adventures, or maybe give discounts for adventures or whatever. In Bioware's games for Dragon Age, again, they were kind of controlled by the Chantry and by extension the Templars in the circles for their circle mages. You could still find them out and about places, a little bit jarring when you find them on like a wolf or something, but that's a whole other rant. But for the most part, you either had to make them yourselves or you had to buy them from, shops. So I don't like hitting stuff just to get your health back. It's too much of a game mechanic, not a story mechanic. So I'm probably never going to be satisfied with the combat and the route they've gone with, but I'm hoping that they at least get the story and the characters right. That's pretty much what I'm hoping for at this point. But we'll see. I guess we don't have long to go now, because it is, what's the date today? It is August the 16th. I was going to say it's just gone midnight, so, or I say just gone. So we have, give or take 2 months. Obviously it's going to be a bit less than that now, but say a month and a half, roughly. So we don't have long to go. Am I going to get it? Am I going to pre-order it? Probably not. The only way I can play it at the moment, because obviously my laptop, I doubt will be able to handle it, is if I buy it on the PlayStation. And because I only have the digital-only PlayStation, I'm only going to be able to get it through the PlayStation Store, which means they've obviously jacked up the prices a bit. Although I'm curious how much it is on, like, Amazon. Let's have a look. Okay, it's not even on Amazon. Interested? It's already on the PlayStation. Just give me a price. Okay, yeah, so on their website, EA's website, it's $49.99. I'm not sure if that's the disc version. Okay, so the pre-order rewards seems to be the Dragon Age armor set, which is pretty standard for Dragon Age and Bioware games. The special edition version, I don't think it's going to be worth it because it's like an extra 20 quid, and all you're getting is cosmetics, which they look nice, but I don't think it's worth the 20 quid extra price hike. At least that's how much it is, like how much more it is on the PlayStation Store. Because on the PlayStation Store it was like 80 quid for like the special edition, and then it was 60 quid for the standard one. So the PlayStation's like about roughly, give or take, £10 more than if I got it elsewhere. So yeah, I don't know if I'll pre-order it. I might wait a little bit and see how it goes. I've got at least 2 more paydays, well, 3 more paydays before I make up my mind. Well, say 2, because the payday in October will be roughly around the time that game comes out. So I'll probably get paid the week before. So it comes out on Halloween. And then obviously I'll get paid the Friday before that. So the 25th, I think I'll get paid, roughly, give or take. It's usually about the end of the month anyway. So I do have a little time before I decide. Again, I just get the standard version because I don't think the special edition price is worth it. If they were giving us something more than just a couple of cosmetics, I'd consider it. But that price range, it's not worth it. Not for me. But rants aside, I hope you did like this video. I know I'm a little bit critical of EA. EA and I have a love-hate relationship. Or at least it's very much one-sided. I love that they, bring us Bioware, keep them going, and that they've let them do what they've done so far. Obviously with hiccups along the way. But I also don't like EA for a lot of what they've done. It's a thing. I am glad that they decided not to go with the forced multiplayer for Dragon Age, because that was their original idea, and I'm glad they didn't go through with that, because I would not have liked that. I would have refused to buy it. I would have refused to play it. When I play my RPGs, I only want to play on myself. It's very rare I want to play with other people. I hate other people. I don't hate people. But when it comes to my gaming, when I want to play games, I hate playing with other people. It's just the way it is. I can sit down and play with other people, but as a few of my friends have learnt, I can get a little bit ratty when people annoy me, and I end up being a bit of a bitch about it. And I wind people up, and I annoy them because they annoy me, so I annoy them back. And then I start trolling them, and I start moving shit in their inventories. And so I do stuff. I am not apologising. But anyway, Baldur's Gate antics aside, I just don't like playing multiplayer games all that much. And had they gone that route, I just would not have been interested in the least. If I wanted to play a multiplayer, if I wanted to go and be annoying and be annoyed in return, I'd play Fortnite or something shit. Yeah, no hate to anyone who does actually like Fortnite. I know one of my friends does, and they're always trying to get me to play. They did manage to make me play the Lego version for a day. Joy. But I just don't like playing with other people. I'd rather just enjoy my story and have fun. But anyway, I'm glad they're going back with their RP roots. And I'm also glad, as far as I know, they have not added any monetization in their game, like stupid loot boxes or whatever. Just no, EA. Stop. Stop being greedy. Just let the game be the game. If you want an MMO or gambling, which isn't gambling, it's gambling. You just make a different game and stay away from my beloved franchise. Anyway, so rants aside, that's my thoughts, my opinions, my rants, my derps, and I'll hopefully see you around again. If this is posted next week, which will be this week by the time you get this, I am probably on holiday whenever you see this, so if you like my content, I usually do a live stream once a week. Obviously it won't happen while I'm on holiday because I don't know about internet and stuff, but there are several videos being released this week or have already been released, depending on, you know, whenever I decide to release this one. So I've made sure there's enough content for you guys. But in the meantime, if you like my content, please do, you know, feel free to subscribe, comment down below, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.